Hello, this is Reb Yoseph coming to you from Eretz Yisrael, lighting the Hanuka Menora. Tonight is the sixth night of Hanukkah, and the essential message of Hanukkah is to remember the miracle of Hanukkah, a miracle in war, and a miracle that one day's supply of oil lasted for 8 days for the ritual lighting of the menorah in the temple. The essential reason for the war was, at the root, was a difference in Weltanschauung, in that the believing Jews said that when it comes to nature, you could see God's hand in nature. When it came to the ones that doubted or denied, they said that when it comes to the universe, natural explanations are enough. A war ensued basically with that at the root, and the Jewish people prevailed. So we light the candle to remember the miracle in war and the miracle of the oil that lasted for 8 days on just one day's supply. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'osa nisim lavosenu bayamim hahem bazaman hazeh. Aniros halalu anu madlitim ala nisim ala nivos ala chishvos ala milchamos she'asisa lavosenu bayamim hazeh and zman hazeh al yidei konecha hakodoshim. B'chol shmonas yimei Hanukkah haniros halu kodeshem ve'en lanu rishus l'ishtamesh bo v'hen elo l'rot otam b'lvad k'dei lodos u'lil u'lishavek al hanisim v'al nivos v'al hamilchamos. These candles, we light them because of the miracles and the wonders and the deliverances and the wars that were done for our fathers in those days at this time through the Kohanim HaKadoshim. In all 8 days of Hanukkah, these candles are considered sacred. And we are not permitted to use them, rather just to look at them alone, in order to give praise and thanksgiving to your great name for your miracles and your wonders and your deliverances. Ma'oz tzor Yeshu asi l'chon no'ed l'shabeach tikon beis tefilasi v'sham toda nizabeach lies tachin matbeach mitzar hamnabeach oz egmor bashir mizmor Chanukas hamizbeach oz egmor bashir mizmor Chanukas hamizbeach ra'u savanavshi v'yakon kochi kila Kayai Morarabel Kushik Bishibud Malchus Egla Uvyado Haketola Hotsi Es Hasegula Kil Paro Bachol Zaro Yarduka Evan Bemitsula Kil Paro Bachol Zaro Yarduka Evan Bemitsula Devir Kadsho Heavy Ani Vagam Sham Lo Shakatati Uvano Gesla Iglani Kizarim avadeti, ve'yein ra'al masachti, kimacha avarti, kates Bavel, Zerubbabel, the kates Shivino Sha'ati, kates Bavel, Zerubbabel, the kates Shivino Sha'ati, Karos Komas Bedrosh Bikesh, Agogi Ben Hamadasa, Nihasala Lo Fachula Mokesh, Vaga Avasa Nishpata, Rosh Mini Seisa, Veoyev Shmo Mochisa, Rov Bana, the Kinyana, All Ho Tolisa, Rov Ono, the Kinyana, All Ho Tolisa, Yavon Nikbutsu Allah, as I be Mekashmani. Ufartsu homos mitala, betima uhashemani, mino sarkan kani, naase next vashoshani, bene vina yemeshmona, kavushir ubranani, bene vina yemeshmona, kavushir ubranani, haso zoro wakochaka. Vakare kates ha Yeshua nakom mas avodecha meuma harasha'a ki orcha lanu hasho'a v'im kates li mehara'a v'hei admon v'tzil samon hokim lanu roim shiva v'hei admon v'tzil samon hokim lanu roim shiva. The story of Hanukkah basically revolves around two people. One is Antiochus. There's a city in Syria that bears his name, that he built it. He was a very powerful king. He was the general of Alexander the Great, or one of his descendants. And at first, he was very kindly disposed towards the Jews when he saw their religious devotion when they returned from Babylon, the Babylonian exile, under Ezra, the prophet. And he made a number of large gifts to the temple. Subsequently, a band of Jews came to him and they told him that they no longer wanted to be part of the Jewish culture. They didn't want to be reckoned as Jews. And as to a certain extent, as a result of that, he decided to uproot the Jewish faith. This brought him into conflict with another important person, Yochanan, the high priest. And one of the things that the Greeks or Macedonians or the Misyavnim, Hellenized Jews, would do is they would bring pork as a sacrifice and as a sacrificial dinner in the temple, a ritually prohibited animal that Jews are not permitted to eat. So this infuriated Yochanan the Kohen Gadol, and he was part of a priestly family, the Hashmonaim. The father's name was Matisyahu, and he had 5 sons: Yehuda, Judah, that's Judah Maccabee, and Yochanan, Yonasan, Shimon, and Eleazar. Okay? And they rebelled against the, shall we say, the Greeks, or the Greeks, effectively, they were culturally Greeks. And what you had was a seesaw war. The Greeks were much more organized, much numerous. They had a large army. army. They were better armed. They had battlefield elephants, very strong. The Jews were much more spirited, and Judah Maccabee was a very able general. The word Maccabee literally means, among the translations, is a hammer, to pound the enemy, crush the enemy. What finally happened, though, was that the general of the Greeks had an encounter with the daughter, Yehudis, of the Kohen Gadol, Judith, who was a femme fatale, and she gave him some cheese to eat. It got him drunk and drowsy. He fell asleep, and then she decapitated him. After that happened, when the Greeks saw that they had lost their general, they fled. And that was the end of the war, and Jewish sovereignty was returned to what was the kingdom of Judea, okay, for over 200 years under the Hashmonaim. What you have is, after they came into the temple to clean it up and restore it, to rededicate it, Hanukkah also means dedication, okay, they found only one bottle of oil to light the menorah. Lighting the menorah is one of the rituals involved in temple service. So the menorah is supposed to be lit for 24 hours, and you light it once a day. They only had 1 day's supply of oil. So, and it would take them 8 days before they would have new oil that they could light the temple with. So there's a difference of opinion what they did. Some say they split the oil into 8 parts and lit a bit of it each day. Others said they just lit what they had. And what happened was, in either case, the oil for 1 day lasted 8 days. And this was reckoned as a miracle. It made a great impression on people. And the following year, what they did to recall the miracle and celebrate the victory was that they lit a candle outside their house by the doorway. And over years, what happened was that people started using an ornate menorah, and they would light it in their windows. The same idea to publicize, presume to publicize the miracle. You had traditional foods, basically foods that are made with oil, to remember the miracle of the oil. Common foods to fulfill that are latkes, potato pancakes in the potato pancakes, popular in Eastern Europe, that they are fried in oil, and jelly donuts here in Eretz Yisrael, that the donut is fried in oil. The latkes are often eaten with sour cream, which is a remembrance of the cheese that was given to the general by Judith in the miracle that came through there. Then there is a little, they call it a dreidel, a top, sivivon in Hebrew, spinner, that has 4 sides. It has 4 Hebrew letters on it. Nun, for nes, miracle. Gadol, great, big. Gimel, okay. Haya, was. And in Eretz Yisrael, ho, here. And in Chutz La'aretz, it's shin, sham, that a great miracle happened there, a great miracle happened here. Thank you. Hanuka, Hanuka. Hanuka Sameach.